Hello, hello. My name is Tony, and I'm here to give you a basic rundown of your birth chart, what astrology is, what astrology isn't, and how you can get started with it. I teach astrology. I also incorporate art and other felt experiences because I feel like astrology really truly is something that you can have a felt experience with. And so we're going to dive right into it. First of all, first things first, I'm going to share my screen because I want to show you that, and chances are by the time you see this, this cover has been changed. But I want to introduce you to your workbook. So, how to read your chart and your astro chart workbook. And first things first, you're going to go to astro.com. I'm going to show you how to get your workbook. So we're going to go over here and go to astro.com. And then you're going to go to free horoscopes. All right. So first thing actually is you're going to make yourself an account if you haven't done this already. Then you're going to go to free horoscopes. It's just going to ask you for your information and it's all free. Don't worry. It's completely secure. And then you're going to go to natal chart ascendant. So I went to free horoscopes and yeah, you can totally put in any of these and it's going to tell you some really great information, totally free. But you're going to go to natal chart ascendant and it has my information. It might actually have your information there as well. But if you need to add somebody, you can add a new person here. Click on add a new person. Okay. And we're going to go to, let's put Michael. No, Noland. I made that person up. Okay. So unfortunately for gender, we only have a couple of options. I will throw in there that he is male and birthday. I really honestly don't know if male or female matters. I think it does if you're going to do one of the free horoscopes here. I wouldn't worry too much about it. This kid was born on 25th of August, 19, let's say 71. All righty. All right. So here, the birth time really does matter. So please, if you don't know your birth time, just do the very best you can. See if you at least know what time of day it was, because that's going to actually affect your chart. But if you have your actual birth time, perfect. Look everywhere. Look in your baby books and ask your parents. I sometimes from memory it doesn't work, but go through old hospital records, that sort of thing. Let's say that Michael was born at 9 a.m. 9:45, 9:43 in the morning. Because the more accurate you can get with that, the better. His birth time is birth town, San Francisco, let's say. San Francisco, California. Alrighty. So we have created this hypothetical person. There we go. We created a baby Virgo here. There we go. Look at that. All right. So first things first, okay. Oh, also, I need to tell you that chances are your chart is not going to necessarily come out looking like this. So I want to tell you to go to free horoscopes once again, go to natal chart, extended chart selection. And here you're going to make sure this is probably going to be closed. It's options for zodiac and houses. Click on the little plus sign and then you'll get this long list of house systems that you can possibly use. Don't think too much about it. Just go to whole signs. Whole signs is going to just make it a lot cleaner. I know it's probably going to be enticing and exciting to want to dive into something that is a little bit I don't know, complicated, more complicated, but whole signs just makes it a lot more cleaner. And then you're going to save default setting. So that way, every time you pull up a chart, it's going to come up in whole house signs. You can explore other house systems later. But for right now, we're just going to keep it clean because then you're going to be like, I don't know what it means. Half of the house is here and half of it, it's just keep it clean. Keep it clean, whole sign houses. So you're going to click the save default setting. And then you're going to start looking at the chart. So, I'm not going to get too much into what astrology is or isn't. Chances are you just want to start reading your chart. So that's what we're going to do. So this again is how to find your natal chart, how to read your natal chart. So these are just some notes that you can take. Like, what do you notice? What do you notice? What do you notice about the information just that's up on top? What do you notice about, sorry, what do you notice about the signs? So I'm going to go over the different parts that you're looking at here. So here we have all of these glyphs that are on the inside. These are the planets. Whenever you're looking at a chart, you're looking at first the planets, and the planets are archetypes. They represent almost like the characters of a movie or a TV show or something. So you're looking at the characters, the players, the key players that are in your chart. Don't pay it too much attention to these lines. Ooh, that's a grand shine. But we're not going to pay too much attention to these lines here because those are aspects, and we're not going to get into that here. We get into that later. There's probably a course I'm going to teach on it or something. Don't worry about it right now. But so you have all of these planets right here that are represented. If you're not sure what the planets mean or what those glyphs mean, and if you're just starting out, chances are you're not really sure what they do mean, is you're going to go back over here, or you're going to come back to your workbook and you're going to look at your cheat sheet. And your cheat sheet has all of the planets listed, and it has all of the keywords, not all of the keywords. There is so much more depth that we can get into so much more when it comes to reading this chart, or when it comes to reading the planets. So these are just some basic keywords. So when we go back here, those are the characters. So for example, the sun. This is Michael's sun, represents the self. This is Michael's Venus. Venus represents love, beauty, values, all that sort of thing. This is Michael's Pluto. This is Michael's Mercury. Okay, so these are all in a sign. Okay, these are all archetypes. They represent particular aspects of, like, let's say that this is like the personality of the sun is it's like, here I am beaming. That's the personality of the sun. The personality of Venus is, I am love. I'm interested in relationships. The personality of Mercury is, I'm quirky, not necessarily I'm quirky, like more of a trickster. Okay. I'm kind of a trickster. This is the way that I communicate. This is the way that I perceive information. Each of these planets is connected to a deity. Okay. And I will get more into that in another training. But for right now, and it gets super interesting, gets super in depth. I would love to go into it here, but we're just going to keep this simple. So, um, so yeah, there are psychological components, there are archetypal components, but for right now, we're just going to look at them. We can look at the keywords that they represent in the notebook or in the workbook. Then you're going to go over to the sign. Now, the sign is going to be the flavor of the experience. So it's almost like the script that you give the players. So this sun is in Virgo. So that sun is going to express itself in a Virgo-y way. Okay. And you'll notice that his chart has every single sign in it, just like your chart has every single sign in it. We all have a sign, every single sign in our chart. And that's why it is important to kind of know a little bit about each of them. But here it is. So here's all of the signs and all of the keywords that they are connected to. So Virgo is connected to earth, it's giver, healer, service, martyr, that sort of thing. Let's see here. All right. So that's where his sun is. This is going to be a very giving sun. It's going to be connected with service. If his sun was in Taurus, it would be a sun that would be a little bit more. Now we're going to look back at our cheat sheet. It's another earth sign. It is sensual, it's comfort, it's pleasure. It might be a little bit stubborn. And so those might be some keywords for the sun. It's important to note, though, that wherever the sun is, you may not feel connected to that particular sign. And that's because, and I did a whole entire course on it. It's called Your Sun and the Hero's Journey. Fabulous course. You might want to check it out. And what your sun is doing is it's moving toward that, toward embodying the lessons of that sign. So a lot of the lessons that you receive in life will be flavored like that. So his and it's very, very likely that he doesn't feel like a Virgo. Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't feel like a Virgo at all. I actually feel more like a Libra. Chances are that that's because that's where his ascendant is. Now, AC, that stands for ascendant. That's your rising sign. That is what sign was it on when the sun was coming up when you were born? So that's where his was at. It was in Libra. Now, this is one of those pieces where if you don't have an accurate birth time, it's going to throw everything off. So the way that he comes across in the world is going to be a little bit more like Libra. Okay. So next, we're going to look at the houses. So all of these signs those are going to be the flavor. So his Saturn is going to be Gemini flavored. And this is Chiron. This is not going to be on your sheet. Let me see. Is it on the sheet? No, I don't believe so. Yeah, no. Chiron is not on the sheet. Chiron is an asteroid, but and a lot of astrologers use Chiron and look at Chiron. We're not going to do that for the sake of this course. We're going to get into that some other time. This is the North Node. We're not going to get into that here either. But just know that you have every single sign of planets in a sign. That's the script that they're going to be reading from. Next, you have the houses. Now, the houses are where each of these numbers are. That's a house. The first house is related to, and I'm going to look back at the cheat sheet. There it is. Here's the houses cheat sheet. So the first is I am, the second is values, third is thinking, early education, sibling, has to do with writing. Fourth is home, roots, family, self-care. So I'm not going to read these to you, but so you can use it yourself. But if you go back here, so yeah, look through the houses. So this is where in your life you're going to be experiencing a bulk of that archetypes energy. And this is the flavor that it's going to be in. So for Michael, his sun is in the 12th house. And if we look back here, 12th house, what is hidden? And that's why I was saying he probably doesn't feel like a Virgo. Chances are it's because that's what is hidden to him. And there's a lot of healing and ancestral work that he's got to do around it, or spiritual work or transcendence. So there's probably a good chance that he's going to have some really interesting experiences throughout his life. Yeah, so I'm not gonna I was thinking of something that's a whole tangent. But so yeah, you'll notice that he's got a lot going on here in the 12th house in Virgo. These are the players. These are all of the people that are on stage on the 12th house stage. They're reading from this Virgo script. So when you look back at your workbook. Here's the next page. Draw your chart. This is just an exercise just so you can play with it. I know it gets a little bit glitchy, but you can move the glyphs around so you can take a look and see what what your chart is made up of. You can also, if you really feel daring, you can do an artistic little project with it. Just look and see what it looks like here, and you can draw it by hand. Now, these days, since we have computer just doing all of the math for us, we don't have to worry about drawing our charts by hand, but it's something that, you can do. So, and this is putting it all together. So let's see here. So coming back here. All right. So you're going to be looking at, sorry, okay, putting it together. Notice the element that the sign is in. Um, that there's a little element chart. Okay. You have earth signs here, air signs here, water signs here, fire signs here. I get a lot more into the elements and the modalities in other courses, but for right now, just notice it. Earth is going to be more grounded, water is going to be a little bit more emotional, air is going to be more thinky, and fire has to do with intuitive and just spark and optimism and creativity. And so when we go back here, notice, so for Mercury, you're going to draw the glyph. You're going to notice what element your Mercury is in. You're going to put what sign it's in. You're going to put the keywords for that Mercury. You're going to put the keywords for the house that it's in. You're going to put, or you're going to notice what house it's in. You're going to put down the keywords, and then you're going to put down a quick blurb. This is what my Mercury is, blah, 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 blah. So you're going to do the same for Venus all the way through. I've got many, many, many. You can put some notes over here. Here's your Pluto, Neptune, Uranus. So yes, you can make your notes. Just notice what you notice. So fun. Okay, so that's about it for now. I'm going to stop my share. And yeah, enjoy just kind of working through your workbook. And let me know if you have any questions at all. Tony at jupitersplayground.com. I'm also available in the Facebook group. That's a Jupiter's Playground in the Facebook group. And let me see. I don't think that there's anything else for right now. Let me know if you have any questions. Take care. Bye-bye.